Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Next week we'll celebrate the Vesak. That's the birthday of Prince Siddhartha. That's the future Buddha. So I want to talk to you about one very important symbol of Buddhism. It's the Buddhist flag. Okay? And why we have a Buddhist flag? Buddhism come to the Western world. It's a long time. It's about 600-700 years before. Some people think, it's new in the Western world. It's not new. Many Western scholars, they went to Asia. They start studying Buddhism. So there are a lot of people, even in America here, many people, they went to study Buddhism that early. That's about 600-700 years before the time when Buddhism came to Tibet. So Tibetan Buddhism is not that new. It's not that old, okay? It's about the same time the Buddhism came to Europe, to America. And it's amazing who invented this Buddhist flag. One American Buddhist member. His name Henry Steele Olcott. He's from New Jersey. He's a full colonel. He retired colonel. He went to Sri Lanka to study Buddhism. He's very devoted practitioner. His girlfriend, Miss Blavatsky, she's a Russian woman. Both of them, she's the one, she introduced him to Buddhism. And both of them, they become devoted practitioner of Buddhism. So they went to Sri Lanka to study Buddhism. He studied for many years, and he contemplated on the halo, because around Buddha have a halo, okay? So we contemplate the halo. So he designate the flag. It's very meaningful. It has a lot of meaning, and he helped to unite the two schools, the Mahayana school and they call it Hinayana school. But after that, they changed to Theravada. Hinayana is a little bit diminutive sense, a little bit pejorative, okay? Like a lesser vehicle, and we are bigger vehicle. So later on, they call Mahayana, after the one we practice, and the Theravada, the people, mostly the Theravada, the Buddhism, they go to the south. They go by boat, by the sea. They spread from India, and they go by the sea. They go to the country like Sri Lanka, like Thailand, like Cambodia, Laos. And the other one, they go by road, Silver Road, the Silk Road, the one spread from India to go through the north, and it's the Mahayana, okay? So we have two kind of schools, one the Theravada, one the Mahayana. And Colonel Henry Steele Olcott, he united the two schools. Before they have division, they never fight, not like other religion, they fight to kill each other. No, in Buddhism, it never happened that way. Nobody kill each other on the name of God, a name of Buddha. We don't do that in Buddhism, okay? They split, but after that, Colonel Henry Olcott, he had the merit, he unite them together. And since that, they adopted. So now over about 100 countries, they adopt the flag. So we see in many occasions, we display the flag, and I tell you the meaning of the flag. Colonel Henry Uncott, he contemplated on the halo of the Buddha and he designed the flag. It's very meaningful. They have a different color. You have here, you have 5 colors. Okay, you have see the 5 colors here. And the 5 color, and here's the united color. And have a meaning. Why that? The dark blue is for the meditation. Okay? And the yellow for the wisdom. You meditate it. You develop the wisdom. And the red is the diligence. In the practice of Buddhism, diligence is very important. Okay? If you practice, you need to practice daily. You need to be motivated. Okay? Like everything, need motivation. You study. You have to have a motivation. You have to be diligent. You play any sport, anything, you have to be diligent. So that's the diligence. And the white, that's the purity. The people, they practice Buddhism, they have the purity of their mind. They have purity. They're a very good person. And the orange, that's the compassion, the love. Because Buddhism is a religion of love. Love stops hatred. Love stop discrimination. Stop prejudice. Okay? When you love, you have no prejudice. You have no discrimination. Love is love. Okay? And love stops hatred. And love is natural. Okay? You see, baby, when they first born, there is nothing but love. They put the mother on the belly of the mother, so they have a bonding. They have a love from the mother to the baby. The baby loves the mother. And he put the 2 children together. They didn't care about the skin color. They didn't care about the class. They didn't care about anything. They just love each other. So you see, when you grow up, we learn hatred. We learn how to discriminate. We learn how to hate it. But when you're young, we don't know how to hate it. We just know how to love. You put the dog and the cat, when they're a baby, they play together. When they grow up, they start fighting. Because when they grow up, they develop vices. When they're young, no. They just know only love. So love is very natural. Hatred is the artificial. So we need to eliminate hatred. And the 5 colors here represent the 5 skandhas. You know that, of the color. The dark blue represents the faith, the belief. In Buddhism, you have an intelligent faith. Buddha teaches you this way. It's very scientific. It's very open-minded. He said, out of respect for me, I'm the Buddha. Don't believe what I said. You have to use your mind, your intelligence, your human intelligence, to investigate, to evaluate, to see. It makes sense to you. It's ethical or unethical. It's moral or immoral. If I say something, it's not ethical, don't believe it. Like you never hear. You never see any leader of religion say that way. They impose on you. They said, oh, I'm so-and-so. I say that's true. You have to believe it. You don't believe in me, you go to hell. You believe me, you save. Buddha never said that. They said, you evaluate it. If it makes sense, believe it. If it doesn't make sense, don't believe it. You see, it's very open-minded. And the yellow, like I said, that's the diligence. You have to practice the diligence. And the red is the thought of the mindfulness. The white, the concentration. You have to concentrate. And the orange, that's the wisdom. When you concentrate, you develop the wisdom. So it makes sense. So this flag tells you everything, how to practice, how to do it. And you see, they have in here they have this one is the 5 different one. In here they have unification. Colonel Henry Scott, he united the two schools. So everything now is united. It's not divided like before. So the countries they adopted, they united. They didn't care about, we say Theravada or Mahayana. Buddhism is Buddhism. It's love. So it's a little bit the form. You practice different form, but the substance is the religion of love. So that meaning. Okay? So the combination for all the two schools, and here the meaning. So that one I want to talk to you about the flag, the Buddhist flag. So when you see the Buddhist flag, you understand what it means to you. What is the color of the halo? Okay, it's very meaningful. And if you practice, you think about that, you practice seriously. In Buddhism, it requires you practice seriously. You don't have to take much time. Maybe it takes you half an hour a day, 15 minutes a day, quality time. If you use quality time, you practice it, that have a good effect on you. Okay? You don't have to spend 2-3 hours or 5 hours. We monk and nun, we do it because it's our profession. We have to do it. We do it to help ourselves, to improve ourselves, and then to help our member. They ask us, we understand how we can relate to them. That's the reason why we practice long. Like Master Quang, he practiced day in and day out because he's very devoted. Very devoted. He practiced many times a day, and the rest of the time he read a lot. So if you want to devote your practice, spend some time. Okay, spend some time. First, 15 minutes, half an hour. After you get used to that, you can have a quality time. You devote more time for the study, for the practice. They say this one, you practice without studying, it becomes superstition. Some people, they don't understand Buddhism. They practice that, oh, I practice Buddhism, so I ask Buddha or Buddhist Flag to bless me, so I become richer, I become more intelligent, I get promoted, I get all things, I be happy. No, Buddha didn't give to you that. He said, I never promise you. I bless you, do this, that, you. You bless yourself. Because you have capability to bless yourself, to help yourself. Because you have a Buddha nature. That your inner strength, that your true self, you can help you and elevate you. So everything in Buddhism, you depend on yourself, self-dependence. You don't depend on anybody, you depend on yourself. Because you have a Buddha nature, you have an intrinsic value. Some people they ask, what is intrinsic value? What is Buddha nature? You can call awakened nature. You see, everybody have awakened nature. You see many bad people, but deep down they have awakened nature. Sometimes they do something bad, some killer, some gangster, they repented. You see it like the history. Some guy, they have a gang, they have a big organization for drugs. They're very powerful. They have army, they have everything. But he ventured to go back home to see his newborn baby. So get caught. So why? He still have love. He still love his wife. He still love his baby. So he take a risk. He take a risk, he get caught. But if he didn't go there, He have army to protect him. He have $1 billion around him. He doesn't need to go back to Laredo, and there the police, the drug agency get him and arrest him. He's not stupid. It's the law. You see, and some killer, they go to church, they go in there, they pray, they repent, because somehow deep down they have an awakened nature. Their intrinsic value, they want to something do good. You see it. So Buddha say that deep down we have a Buddha nature. We have something very good. Sometimes we don't see it. It's very difficult to discover its true nature. We see the eye, the eat, we think it's out. No, it's not. It's temporary. The one you have a name, it's temporary. Who are you before you're born? Ask yourself, who I am before I'm born? That's your true self. Who are you after you die? That's your true self. You have to discover your true self. That's your Buddha nature, your awakened nature, or intrinsic value. Okay? And everybody have it. So people basically, inherently, they are good. Okay? Not everybody is bad. Okay? I see this one. I live this country almost about 46, 47 years. I see 80% American, they very good. 20, they not good. So 80%, they are very good. You know, they have a good nature. 20%, they not good, but we can hope that one these days, they didn't discover, they didn't find their true nature, and they go back to become a good person. So so Buddha teach, the world is very pretty. People, they are good. In Buddhism, we don't see things bad way. We see everything very optimistic. Okay? We see that way. So in practice Buddhism, you feel very happy. You feel very confidential. But you believe it, and believe the people. You believe the world is so pretty. The people, by nature, they are good people. Okay? Sometimes they misbehave, but not all the time. They will come back. They will correct themselves. They become a better person. So think about this flag. Think about yourself. You can make yourself good, better. Self-improvement. In Buddhism, we learn a lot of self-improvement. We improve ourselves. We are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Only Buddha is perfect. We are not perfect, but we can improve ourselves daily, gradually. You get better, a little bit every day. That way. So next Sunday, we will celebrate the Vesak, the birthday of Prince Siddhartha, the future Buddha. So you see the ceremony is very pretty. You can have, they offer you the rose, you know, and they have something, make it very meaningful, and you can see it. Okay. That I talked today about the Buddhist flag. If anybody have any question, I try to answer you. This time of the year with the pandemic, we just pray. We pray so we can get over the pandemic. The pandemic is there, you know. It's nothing new, okay? The virus been there. It's not a new. It's a flare-up, okay? In life, everything in balance. When you have an unbalance, the germ, they overgrow. Like we see the flu, we have flu for thousand years, but once a while it flare up because something we do it, make the imbalance that. Like in our body, we have a normal flora in our gut, in our mouth, in our skin. For some reason, we make it. We take antibiotics or do something. We make the flora overgrow, so we have a disease. We keep it balanced, it's okay. So then blame on the virus. Somebody called Chinese virus. It's not a Chinese virus. It's virus. They stay in the world for years. For some reason, this time, they see the first few cases in China, so they blame on China. It's not. It's everywhere. It's been there. Like somebody say we eradicate polio. We did not eradicate yet. Still many countries, very poor countries, you still have polio there. For some reason, they flare up, we have it. Like somebody said, smallpox, we eradicate. Yes, in this country. But many countries, they still have a smallpox. But if for some reason, they will flare up sometime. Okay? You stay there. They stay dormant. You cannot kill them. You cannot eradicate them. Like some people, they thought, we kill on the end. You cannot kill on the end. You said you kill all the mosquitoes. Impossible. You cannot kill all mosquitoes. They stay there. You keep them under control. For some reason, they overgrow, they come back. Okay? So that's the thing. So we learn how to live that. We live in balance. We live with good balance. Everything's okay. Like Buddha teaches, eat a balanced diet. He says this one. He said, you eat to live. You don't live to eat. He said, when you eat good, you eat balanced diet, so stay healthy. It's a lot of common sense in Buddhism. Okay? So the pandemic, the same. We know the pandemic is there. We just pray that with the vaccination, if we have 75% of vaccination, we have herd immunity, and everybody can go out. And the CDC tells now, if you have a vaccination, you can go out without mask, without any mask anymore now. You can go out without mask, but in some place, they still require you wear mask. Okay, we just comply. So we wear mask. If somebody, they request, we have a face covering, a mask, we do it. But in reality, we don't have to. Like all of us who have 2 Pfizer shots, we are protected. But we protect for this year. It may be the year to come, they have variant, they have a mutation, they have different form of COVID-19. We have to have vaccination again. Like every year, we have flu vaccine. Every time the flu, they mutate, they have different flu virus. So we have to have a flu vaccine again every year. So it'll be like COVID-19, the same thing. Okay? Just be reasonable with common sense. You're protected. Okay, that's my talk today. If you don't have any question, we transfer the break, we go chanting. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Any positive reaction we accomplished today, you want to transfer to everybody and wish them the enlightenment.
speech and mind in perfect oneness. I send my heart along with the sound of the bell. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness and transcend all anxiety and sorrow. Listen, listen, this wonderful sound brings me back to my true home. Gratitude we offer this incense to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas throughout space and time. May it be fragrant as earth herself, reflecting our careful efforts, our wholehearted mindfulness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true home. Sense in the censer now is burning, all the Dharma realm in every place, auspicious clouds appearing, our sincere intention thus fulfilling, as all Buddhas now show their perfect body. Homage to the incense cloud Kana, Bodhisattva and Great Bodhisattva. To the eternally abiding Buddhas, the supreme Dharma, and sagely sung throughout the Dharma realm and the realm of empty space and 3 periods of time. To the fundamental teacher Shakyamuni Buddha, Maitreya, honored future Buddha, Manjushri, great wisdom Bodhisattva, universal great conduct Bodhisattva, all Dharma guarding Deva Bodhisattvas, and the glorious mountain assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. To Amitabha Buddha in the land of ultimate bliss, Avalokiteshvara, great compassion Bodhisattva, great strength Bodhisattva, earth stored great vow Bodhisattva, and the assembly of great pure sea like Bodhisattva. Bodhisattvas, Namo great compassionate Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Namo great compassionate Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Ratnatrayaya, Namo Haryavalokiteteshvaraya, Bodhisattvaya, Mahasattvaya, Mahakarunikaya, Om Sarvaravaye, Sudanadasya, Namoskritvahi Mamarya, Valokiteshvararamdava, Namo Narakindi, Hrimahavaswami, Sarvarhato Shobham, Ajiyam, Sarvasattva, Namo Vastava, Namo Vakamavitato, Tadyatha, Om Havaloki Lokate, Karate, Ihiri, Mahabodhisattva, Sarva Sarva, Mara Mara, Mahi Mahi Hridayam, Koro Koro Karmam, Doro Doro Vijate, Mahavijate, Dara Dara, Dirini, Shvaraya, Chada Chada, Mama Vimala, Muktalehi Ehi, Shina Shina, Asham Prashari, Vishva Vishram, Prashaya, Holo Holo Maram, Holo Holo Hri, Sara Sara, Siri Siri, Soro Soro, Bodhaya Bodhaya, Bodhaya Bodhaya, Maitreya, Narakindi, Drishanina, Vayamana, Swaha Siddhaya, Swaha Mahasiddhaya, Swaha Siddhayogi, Shvaraya, Swaha Narakindi, Swaha Maranara, Swaha Sira Simha Mokaya, Swaha Sarva Maha Astaya, Swaha Chakra Hastaya, Swaha Padma Kastaya, Swaha Narakindi Vagalaya, Swaha Mavari Sankaraya, Swaha Namo Ratnatrayaya, Namo Arya Valokite Shavaraya, Swaha Om Sidyanto, Mantra Badaya Swaha. Body is bringing morning light in concentration. My heart is at peace. A half smile is born on my lips. This is new day, and I vow to go through it in mindfulness. The sun of wisdom has risen shining in every direction. Noble Sangha, diligently bring your mind into meditation. Namo Shakyamonaye Bodhaya. Namo Shakyamonaye Bodhaya. Namo Shakyamonaye Bodhaya. Surpass profound and wonderful Dharma is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of eons. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Shakyamuni. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Who bows and the one who is bowed to are both by nature empty. Therefore the communication between them is inexpressibly perfect. Our practice center is the net of Indra, reflecting all Buddhas everywhere, as my own person reflects in all Buddhas, to whom with my whole life I go for refuge. Bring light in the 10 directions, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, to whom we bow in gratitude. And living the way of awareness in the very midst of suffering and confusion, Shakyamuni Buddha, the awake one, to whom we bow in gratitude. Through ignorance awakening our hearts and our minds, Manjushri, the Bodhisattva of great understanding, to whom we gratitude. Mindfully working joyfully for the sake of all beings, Samantabhadra, the Bodhisattva of great action, to whom we bow in gratitude. To suffering, serving beings in countless ways, Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of great compassion, to whom we bow in gratitude. Awakening and loving kindness in children, sprouts, and all beings, Maitreya, the Buddha, to be born, to whom we bow in gratitude. The way fearlessly and compassionately, the stream of all our ancestral teachers, to whom we bow in gratitude. Is deep and lovely, we now have a chance to see it and practice it. We vow to realize its true meaning. Bodhisattva Avalokita, while moving in the force of prajna paramita shed light on the five skandhas and found them equally after this penetration, he overcame ill-being, listen, Shariputra, form is emptiness, emptiness is form, form is other than emptiness, emptiness is not other than form. The same is true with feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. Listen, Putra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They are neither produced nor destroyed, neither defiled nor immaculate, neither increasing nor decreasing. Therefore, in there is neither form nor feelings, no perceptions, nor mental formations, nor consciousness, no eye or ear or nose or tongue or body or mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no touch, no object of mind, no realms of elements, no interdependent origins, and no extinction of no ill-being, no cause of ill-being, no end of ill-being, and no path, no understanding, no attainment, because there is no the Bodhisattvas ground in prajna paramita find no obstacles for their minds, having no obstacles they overcome fear, liberating themselves forever from illusion and realizing perfect nirvana. All Buddhas in the past, present, and future are Vatanuttara Samyak Sambuddhi. Therefore one should know that perfect understanding is the highest mantra, the unequaled mantra, the destroyer of ill-being, the incorruptible truth. The mantra of prajna paramita should therefore be proclaimed. Gate gate para gate para samgate buddhi swaha gate gate para gate para samgate buddhi swaha te para gate para samgate buddhi swaha. Invoke your name, Avalokiteshvara. We aspire to learn your way of listening in order to help relieve the suffering. And though you know how to listen in order to understand, we invoke your name in order to practice listen with all our attention and open-heartedness. We will sit and listen without any prejudice. We will and listen without judging or reacting. We will sit and listen in order to understand. We will sit, listen so attentively that we will be able to hear what the other person is saying, and also what is being left unsaid. We know that just by listening deeply, we already alleviate a great deal of pain and suffering in the other person. Invoke your name, Manjushri. We aspire to learn your way, which is to be still and to look deeply into the heart of things and into hearts of people. We will look with all our attention and open-heartedness. We will look with unprejudiced eyes. We will, without judging or reacting, we will look deeply so that we will be able to see and understand the roots of suffering through the impermanent and selfless nature of all that is. We will practice your way of using the sword of understanding to cut through the bonds of suffering, thus freeing ourselves and other species. Invoke your name, Samanta Bhadra. We aspire to practice your vows and heart of compassion to bring joy to one person in the morning and to ease the pain of one person in the afternoon. We know that the happiness of others is our own happiness, and we aspire to practice joy on the path of service. We know that every word, every look, every action, and every smile can bring happiness to us. We know that if we practice wholeheartedly, we ourselves may become an inexhaustible source of peace and joy for our love and for all species. Invoke your name, Chitti Garbha. We aspire to learn your way of being present where there is darkness, suffering, oppression, and despair, so we bring light, hope, relief, and liberation to those places. We are determined not to forget our best to establish contact with those who cannot find a way out of their suffering, those whose cries for help, justice, equality, and human rights are not being heard. We know that hell can be found in many places on earth. We will do our best to contribute to creating more hells on earth and to help transform the hells that already exist. We will practice in order to realize the qualities of perseverance and stability, so that like the earth we can always be supportive and faithful to those in need. Take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the the refuge of Buddha, I clearly see the path of light and beauty in the world, dwelling in the refuge of Dharma. I learn to open many doors on the path of transformation, dwelling in the refuge of Sangha. Shining light thus supports me, keeping my practice free of obstruction. Refuge in the Buddha. I aspire to help all people recognize their own awakened nature, realizing the mind of love, taking refuge in the Dharma. In myself I aspire to help all people fully master the ways of practice and walk together on the path of liberation, taking refuge in the Sangha. In myself I aspire to help all people build fourfold communities to embrace all beings and support their transformation. The sutras, practicing the way of awareness gives rise to benefits without limits. We vow to share the fruits with all beings. We vow to offer tribute to parents, teachers, friends, and numerous beings who give guidance and support along the path. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. So a reminder, we invite everyone to our Phuoc Day next Sunday at 10 a.m.